Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of The Creative Gist. I'm your host, Adeleke Aladekoba, and today's episode is one I've been looking forward to because it's one that is very, very dear to me. And as the interview goes on, you will understand why. The person that is in the chair today, our guest, is somebody who is not just creative, but when you say someone is an asset to a locality, a space, that is the person I'm speaking about today. He is someone who has helped pave the way for a lot of creatives in the city of Calgary and beyond. He has initiated a lot of endeavors, a lot of expressions in the creative space that has not just brought the African community together. He has been able to bridge the gap across all cultures, from Asian to Caucasian to African, all under the umbrella of creativity being an expression to celebrate the diversity of people, celebrate cultures, and also to educate people about our diversity not being a disadvantage, but rather being an advantage and adding color to what we represent as a people. He has been a winner and a recipient of one of the top 25 most influential people in Calgary. He has sat on different creative boards. He has pioneered a lot of initiatives that other people through that initiative have found expression. Today, I have on the show none other than Mr. Lanre Ajayi. Welcome to the Creative Juice.
Thank you for having me.
Wow. Let's go straight to the point. But knowing you to be a fantastic storyteller, we're going to go way back, right, to how your creativity started. But before you answer that question, on the show, we have something we do. If you look right behind you, you'll see...
Can I look?
Yeah, you can look. It says, if you could open the door to anywhere, where would you go?
Try answer this. I'll go to the School of Wisdom.
The School of Wisdom?
Yes.
Why?
Because the more I think I know, the more I discover I don't know so much.
The more you think you know, the more you discover that you don't know.
Yes.
That is arguably the deepest answer we've had on the show, but knowing the kind of person that Mr. Lanre is, knowing the kind of person that you are, I'm not surprised you're answering that way. Which now takes me to the very first question of when I met you in 2021, in it's one of those situations where it's a case of, this person needs to talk to you. Let him come. And then I walk on the set thinking, okay, this is one of the mayoral aspirants that we're talking about here. And you made it look very, very simple. You made it look like it wasn't a big deal. And 2021 till now, our creative journey has intertwined in many ways and it keeps evolving year on year. But before we talk about how you received me that day, can you take us back to how your creativity journey started? How did you know that the creative path was what you were called out to do?
Thank you for the question. I remember my grandma back then in a place called Okeado in Ibadan. For those who know Ibadan in Oyo State, I remember vividly that she, likes to, support my ideas. So my grandma will give me money to buy colors. And then from primary school, from UMC College, UMC Primary School, I get some leaves. And then I will put some colors at the back of the leaves and I will stamp them on paper.
Wow.
And then to make patterns.
Okay.
I still remember that I can still see those days. But I didn't know anything about fine art or creativity. I just expressing what I want to do. I wasn't taught then, I just like to draw. I like to draw, like to just, sketch, cartoon, and then put colors on back of this and stamp it. And I just felt, I knew, when it comes to art or fine arts, I'm always getting the best class, best result. And so all through, even while I was in secondary school, Celestial High School, I studied sciences, but I studied sciences, physics, chemistry, biology.
Wow.
But I kept on my creativity while I was in school. Every afternoon after school, I'll go to a place called youth center. Yeah, youth center in Dugbe, behind the post office. Youth center. It was an established place by state government. It's around that Cocoa House, that central bank, just like behind post office youth center. And then there's this, it was my friend that introduced me, and I went there and I met some couple of seniors who are making some sculptures, doing all of this. And I fell in love, and I said, this is another dimension to my creativity. And then I joined them, started making clay works, sculptures, a lot of that. And then they introduced me to exhibitions, IITA, then. And it was so exciting that I make some sculptures and I can sell them 10 naira, 15 naira. Then, wow, while I was in secondary school. So it was like, wow, this is cool. So I wasn't doing it because I was trying to make money.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I like this. So I started making clay pots as tall as me. Then I see them doing some amazing work. So I did that all through GSS 1 to GSS 3 to SS 1 to SS 3. And when I finished school, I was able to do my own exhibition. At least I did my own first solo exhibition when I finished secondary school at the Nigerian Breweries Limited on the way to Ife Ibadan Expressway.
Okay.
NBL Breweries.
All right.
I had my own solo exhibition then, and probably at IIT.
How old were you then when you had your exhibition?
16, 17. Yeah.
Did you have anyone help you, or you put it together by yourself?
Myself. Because I learned from those guys. Because the first one was at IIT. These are like guys who are like twice my far, like almost 40 years old. That's what they were doing. They're making money. And I was like, I learned from them. So when I left secondary school, I did my own first exhibition. I wrote to Nigerian Breweries, and I wanted to have an exhibition, send pictures of my work. And I came. So I had my exhibition there, IIT, and some other places I can't remember. And of course, I continued. I was staying with my uncle then in Olioli Estate in Ibadan. And something happened. I was just creating business cards, handmade, Christmas card, birthday cards for my friends, gift cards. I was doing all of that. And I don't know where, but I started making wall clocks. I'll go to Dubai. I'll go to some places then. I'll buy wall clock engine. They used to sell them then in Dumota Eco. Then I used to buy those ones. I started buying them in Ibadan before. And then I'll just, make some 11 by 20, 2 of A4. That's 11 by 20. And I'll put some hands on of that. I did it for my dad then. My dad used to own a big farm in the South Key. So I didn't love farming. It was a lot of stress work for me, going to farm after secondary school. So one year I did that for my dad. He said, you might not be interested in farming, but there's something here that this is big. So in fact, I chose a name for my dad's farm when it was not even registered. I chose Ajayi Farms and Sons Limited. And I did a wall clock for him. I gave it to him. I did a portrait of him and I gave it to him. It was like, so he knew there's something there for me. So it wasn't difficult for me to say, I want to go study fine arts. University, there was no hesitation. But before then, I got one of the biggest jobs of my life. When I was still under 18, there's a man called the Damax in Ibadan. He sells Nigerite roofing sheets.
Okay.
Nigerite in the whole road. One of those richest guy in Ibadan. Dauda Makonjola. That's the name of the man. I guess he's still alive. Yeah. Mr. Dauda Makonjola, the Damax Limited. A lot of people are used to Ibadan Road who know him. Damax. Franchise owner for Nigerite. So what I did was that I did a wall clock one day and I gave it to, you see, these stories are just coming back to me now.
Yeah.
I met, Prophet Abiara.
Yes.
Prophet Abiara has this interpreter to interpret for him. About speak Yoruba,
The
the man will
interpreter
speak
speak
English.
yes.
So I was somewhere in Ososami. Ososami is these are stories of how many 30 years ago. Ososami, I was in a shop. I don't know what happened that day. I met that man and I presented that work clock to him. I did one for him. I look for an organization with big names, and then I would just do something for them. I'm trying to remember some names. I would design sketches of clothes for some rich men. They'll pay me to start doing design of clothes for them. So I gave to that man. The man now thanked me. I don't know whether he gave me anything, but the man spoke for me. I gave one clock to him. See, there's something about my life which I want people to know. Life's about seed. Whatever you sow, you reap. I'm just remembering this. I gave him that one clock. One. So the man, spoke for me. I don't know, because there's no way I could have met Mr. Dado Makonjola in my widest imagination, because I was still like secondary school, almost secondary school. So I just got a call from office of Mr. Dado Makonjola. That was the biggest office I ever entered in my life in Iwo Road. I entered our office that day. It was like, all those rich men back then.
Yeah.
Sat down, big office, massive by the end. I saw the man. He spoke Yoruba, real Yoruba, where all of them consider that as in, to do something with okay. So let's say design. Well, because that man, I can't remember his name, but he used to be an interpreter for Prophet Abiara. Very well, Yoruba, and he was speaking English. So the man said, one day o ṣe nǹkan fáwọn pé o lè kí nínú ẹ̀dẹ̀ dá pé ṣòlè àṣẹ fún wa. Money, yes, sir. I will try. So, and I went home and I designed one work clock sample for the Damax. He gave me their logo and I brought it to him. He just loved it. That this is good. Well, okay. So Lokowiwa has seen, go and write us an invoice. I had no idea about what an invoice. Lokowiwa. Money, Emma Fulo, Modelo Chef. Where all those say, boy, I know. They want to do 100.
Whoa.
I've never done what I've done. Maybe the highest 2, 3, 4. They wanted to do 100 gift items. And this is about 30,000 naira. Damn. Each one $300. 300 naira. Sorry. 300 naira. Money. Go and fetch 100. I was like, money, okay. Efulu, Marilo. We know, local. We were. Money, okay, go and get an invoice. So, this is where my mom came.
Okay.
My mom was a businesswoman. Clothes, dress, all that. So I told my mom, money asked, I met this and the same, I should go and do this, I should go and bring invoice. So my mom now told me, okay, put this together. And I wrote, give me 70%. And then after delivery, so
30%, yeah.
30%. So I went back. So I gave to the man. Man said, okay, you know what? We're going to help you. What we're going to do is that they gave me money to, first of all, go and do 30.
Okay.
Deliver it. Because they knew that a young man, I'm just creative, but I've never had that money.
You don't have the business.
The business side that, so that they don't show this young man just 30,000 for this young man. How will even manage money and maybe throw it away? So they give me money for 30 to go and do it. So I took my mom, and my mom, I think we went to Lagos.
Okay.
Bought the clocks and I delivered, gave me for the money for the next 30, finished deliver. That is how
you were able to run that.
Yes.
So when that's a fascinating story.
That was before going to the university to go and study fine art.
Yes. So when you had that taste of my creativity can earn me good money, even before you went to study professionally.
Yeah.
Did that change or dictate how you wanted to express yourself? Was it not for me, I want to do it to make money, or it was just a case of I'm expressing myself and money is coming alongside?
In fact, before then, I used to do a lot of freebies. Even up till now, I was doing freebies for people. They would ask me to do one card. I would do 3 cards for them as gifts. And I was doing, in fact, a lot of folks used to come. Some elderly folks that saw my work somewhere,
they
used to come to my house then. I was designing business card with hand. I was doing graphics with hand. there was no correct draw then. Maybe somewhere in Europe. But I was doing business card with my hand, lettered paper with my hand. I was using stencil, and then there's this there's this transparent like this with black letters.
Yes, yeah.
Is this stencil? I don't know.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So it's like, you have to arrange
each letter,
and then you put the sticker on that paper, and you not use maybe like a pen to scrub it,
so that it transfers.
It transfers.
Yes.
That's what I used to buy a lot of that in some what's some of this store in Nigeria, then then. I was doing letter paper with hand. I didn't know anything about printing. I was doing business card with hand, wedding cards with hand. I was doing that. I was creating, and I'll cut and I'll paste multiple cards, colors, letters, all of that. I did all of that throughout. And then when I was going to go to university and I did jump, it wasn't no brainer. I selected fine art. People go to, there's some folks in my class when I was in the university that the second option was fine art. My first choice, fine art. Second was fine art. OAU. Nothing. I knew that's what I wanted to go and do.
Wow.
So I got admitted. OAU straight. I got admitted. So fine art.
So while in OAU, that's Obafemi Awolowo University.
Yes.
One of the leading universities in Nigeria. A lot of rich history with a lot of wonderful, fantastic graduates. And Mr. Lanre is a proud alumni.
Well, if you're watching, great to say.
Please, let's not start. So while you were in university studying fine art, I want to assume that you are also on the side still expressing your creativity and making money. So tell us some of the things that you were able to do while in university.
In the university, people go and collect money from their parents.
Yeah.
And it was the opposite. I was sending money.
You were sending money.
Community bank under amphitheater Obafemi Awolowo University. If you have been to Ife, there's a place called Amphitheater, the biggest hall to do events. There's a community bank under one of the rooms under the amphitheater. So while all of us are going home to go and collect money, I was going to the bank to save money in school. I came from a polygamous family whereby your dad only paid for your school fees and books. Every other thing, clothes, shoes,
figure it out.
Your mom.
Okay.
That is how, based on the knowledge that's available to him at that time.
Yeah.
So I knew that, and my brother was also in school, University of Ibadan, political science. The money is not enough for me and for both of us. So I said, you know what? Once you get the money, boss, don't worry, I'll figure it out myself. So while I was in school, I was doing, if you know OU very well, you know that there's a place called Sports Center.
Sports Center, okay.
That is the powerhouse of OAU. When I say powerhouse, you have in that place, even till now, if you go there, you will hear somebody pray. That is, I don't know, it's the grace has been so soaked in that place, OAU. Yeah. In fact, I've seen ministers of God like the likes of Reverend Sam, Reverend Victor, Pastor Paula de Farasi, Bishop Wale Oke, Pastor Reverend Femi Oduwole, Calgary Jason, all of them. Some of them went to refer, and some of them said that when they are on the campus to preach, the atmosphere is very light, it's good. Because you know why? Prayer never stops in Sports Center.
Sports Center.
So you have so many fellowships around Sports Center, and the fellowship use banner. They use banner for their programs. There's so many from UJCM to CLF. Shout out to CLFites to what I'm trying to Castle, to all kinds of fellowship. To ECU, and they all use banners for their program. So I'm in business. I was making banners. Hand make banners. Painted in sometimes. Stenciling. We are cutting stenciling. We are using paint. I was making Valentine cards. Valentine cake boxes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so those who are from Moremi, those girls I used to receive Valentine cake boxes. I do Valentine cake boxes, Valentine cards, customized cards. And then later, while I was in Ife, printing technology has really gained ground in Lagos.
Yeah.
So we started making, then we used to save, we design, and then I started, one fascinating thing that I studied fine art, but I was no computer in my department.
Okay.
I was studying graphics, painting. So I have friends that are studying medicine they have computers in their
Computers in
rooms.
their
So
rooms.
I use some of their computers. I use some computers in SUB, on top of forks and fingers. All these are people who are going to fail. What I'm saying, and that's why I was learning a bit of computer or design. We saved on diskettes.
Yes.
We go to Lagos to go and print. God help you if the diskette did not open. So we always have like 4 diskettes with one poster. A5 or A4, that's the highest then.
Yeah.
So we'll have like, you save one design like 4 diskette in case. Just put in the diskette, you might be doing some sound. When it's doing that sound, when it's doing that sound, it's dead. It's not going to work.
So for those of you that do not know, I'm going to put a picture of what a diskette looks like. Okay. So this is way back. Okay.
We're using diskette before CD.
Yeah.
Before writing on CD.
Yeah.
In fact, after diskette, there's another one that is even stronger than diskette. It's a bit thicker. It's more reliable than diskette. I've forgotten the name. It's another kind of diskette, but it's not like diskette that is flexible. It can break.
Yes.
This one can not break them.
Yeah, it's a
stronger.
Yeah.
So we use that as well, and then we now start writing on CD. Apparently, CD can scratch and all of that. So there's no USB, nothing like that. So we started designing. We go to Lagos, we go and print, we come back to Ife, all of that. But all through school, I was designing and I was making money. And I was doing my fine art work. So I was making money doing some printing, graphics, all of that, and once I went through school.
Yeah, I was so this is what I was talking about. School should be a place of learning, but he creatively created pun intended, he creatively created a business out of school, not just because of luxury, but out of necessity, because the money available was not enough to go around. So you sacrificed what should come to your brother, and told yourself you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my next question, which is one of the things I've noticed about you. You always figure things out. So you figured out how to make money in school. You figured out how to transcend from stenciling to painting to designing with a computer. Even though you didn't have one, you figured out how to get one, figured out how to find your way to Lagos.
That's another story, because when I came to Lagos, Onupan was my home. I learned graphics by sitting down beside the unlearned guys who were in Onupan. I remember a lady, I can't remember her name again. I'll pay them to design a business card for a client of mine, and I watch them use CorelDRAW. That's how I learned CorelDRAW.
That's how you learned it.
Photoshop. That's how I learned. I watched them and I asked them questions. Okay, this tool, what
does it do? Yeah.
This tool, all of that. So they move it, this course, everything. So that is how I learned CorelDRAW and anything graphics too. I watch people, Onupan, Shomolu, Bariga, all those places. Those are I did for years, which eventually, years after I finished school, started working almost 10 years, almost before 10 years after working, I went back to Onupan to start my own printing press.
Which is where I was going to go, because yes, you started your printing press. At this point, everything you had achieved from a creative standpoint that has now transcended into business was by observation.
Yeah.
And then that mindset of, I can figure it out and learn how to do it. So we'll definitely have to do another session of this interview, but with the time that we have, I want you to guide us through so it's 3 things in one. You started your business, and then you started traveling to China.
That was even...
And then
much more later.
Yeah, much more. I want you to link all of them.
It was Dubai first. It was UK, Dubai first.
UK, Dubai, China.
Yes.
Then Canada.
Yeah.
We'll land the plane in Canada. So give us a summary version of how the printing press transited from Nigeria and so you started to make inroads outside the country.
So in Ife, that was where the organization, the idea of Diamond Touch started. That is our business, Diamond Touch Limited. Initially was my signature behind my wedding card, Christmas card.
Yeah.
Diamond feeling, diamond effect, diamond's sign. But there was a diamond constant.
Yes.
That I want people to have a touch of diamond. So I use diamond feeling, diamond effect, diamond this, but eventually Diamond Touch stopped. So
Okay.
I kept on using Diamond Touch, and then when I finished from Ife, of course, the best place to go is to Lagos. I stayed in Lagos, and then I served 1 year with Mr. Oshibudu of Video Limited.
Okay.
Where I learned a bit of some other graphics and business things from my then of blessed memory, Mr. Oguntuyi. So Mr. Oguntuyi we're just two in the graphics department.
Yeah.
Then in Video Limited, Oguntuyi was there. I joined him. Thank God, because I learned that graphics, while I was in school and around. That's what got me a job. So I started working with Mr. Shibudu, and from Mr. Shibudu, I got to know about corporate gift souvenirs. They call him the corporate gift king. That Mr. Shibudu is going to some bigger things now. And from afar and close by, I learned from him, even though I never sat down with him to teach me business. But we've got a lot of departments. We have graphics, we have the printing, we have the laser engraving department, we have the business team, we have the account, we have different departments in that. This video was Adeni Jones. Yes. So I was there, and then I was working on a laser machine, working with metal plates to engrave. We're working with NNPC, Coca-Cola, all of that, and that's how I was learning, merchandising, corporate gift, all of that.
Yes.
We're supplying Coca-Cola, coolers, all of that. I worked with Mr. I can't remember the name of some of them now, but I was observing, because they get the sample to us. We brand the sample.
Okay.
Then they gave it to the client, they approve it, mass produce it abroad, everywhere. And I know that Mr. Shibudu sent folks abroad to go and shop for gift. I was never sent abroad, but some of the folks that were my senior or colleague there, they were sent abroad. They bring in the samples, learn from them, I read from them here and there. I never knew that I would be traveling myself to go and buy gift samples. After serving for 1 year, I was going to go to school in Florida. I get admission to 3 universities in Florida: University of Florida, University of Gainesville in Florida, and one other university. By life happens, I couldn't get. I got this. I was hoping to get a scholarship for somebody, but it didn't happen. So I already made mention to them that I'm going to be leaving. Then after 1 year, I told them, you know what, I'm not going again. He said, so we're not sure that you're going to stay. That this one, your eyes already out.
Yeah.
So I worked 1 year. And they thought, you know what, this guy will not stay. They don't want to retain me. So I left. It was very I was going to stay. I wanted to stay, but because they thought, this guy, you said you're going to go school abroad, if we now give you a full-time employment,
and that opportunity now comes.
So it was very traumatic experience and traumatic challenge, experience for me at that time, that I asked to go. I don't know, how do I figure out life, young man? At that time, I was staying in a BQ of that a friend of mine left, and I took over. So many things happened, went wrong. I had a relationship at that time. That was the period that the president said, I'm not interested again in you. A lot of things happened that I was broken at that time. I was on my knees. I remember the Moel song, Lord, this seems so far away.
Yeah.
I must confess this. I sang those songs on my knee, crying that, God, where do I go at this time? Where I was hoping to start working to make a living, nothing. Someone fancy that we started planning marriage then.
Yeah.
Nothing. Broke up with me via text message. And a lot of things. Yeah. So I was broken. I was like, God, I don't know how. But I went on my knee, I prayed, crying then. And then the following day, I went to a place and I bought a metal ruler. Those metal ruler, metal ruler. I bought a cutting knife, cardboard. That's how I started again. And then my brother finished from University of Ibadan.
Yeah.
Joined me, but not immediately. I started going around submitting. I started writing proposals. Because I've learned that from video.
True.
But I believe in retrospect that God actually want me to pass through that too.
To pick up those things.
Yes, and then do it myself. Because actually, I always been I want to do things myself. I don't want to work for anybody. Yes. So it was actually my desire that I felt caged. So God forced me out, and I started writing proposals to GT Bank, to MTN, and all of that. And then it started with corporate gifts.
Yes.
I was just trying to design cards, and then what I learned, and also then GT Bank, they are still my bank till today. I still bank with them till tomorrow. GT Bank, in the days of Foladiola, Pascal, all those are Ada Ohiri, Femi. Femi is still my friend. Femi, those guys are still, some of them are still like, working within the banking industry, and some in politics. So I got an invitation to come and do
corporate gifts
like other people. So I'll go to the Mota, because I learned that from my mom.
From your mom?
Back then, when I was in secondary school. So I went to the Mota straight. I went to there's an Aladekoba man that used to sell umbrella. So I'll get the best of umbrellas. I'll go to where I'll get coffee mugs, cups, all of that. And I'll just brand them and I'll present them. And that's how I started. GT Bank, get a contract to do corporate gifts, supply them. And I kept on supply to the other MTN or little by little, here and there. First Bank, that was the biggest one that I got then to do. I think it was a calendar that I did from China. I've never even traveled from China then.
Okay.
I got a big one from First Bank. But I was going to exhibition, and what I always do is that in any exhibition I've attended, I always have something different from everybody else. It's always different from everybody else. So, and I kept on doing that. And then my brother, I started having so much work that I couldn't do it alone. So my brother joined me, and they were using a church venue for our office, where we have a graphics design.
Yeah.
And then I employed one guy, Dele Ario. He's a graphic artist in Abuja now.
Yeah.
Was my graphic artist. So I would do the proposal, we'll go market. Dele will do the design.
Yeah.
My brother will go and market, we'll do all of presentation. From the water, little by little, gather money here and there, and then raise some money. I discovered that I want something better that I can present. I don't want what I've got in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Then going to the UK with my wife. Then, of course, that's another story. Marriage, all of that came. Went to the UK, saw some things. From there, started going to Dubai. I went to Dubai without even knowing anybody. I just get about somebody. I went to Dubai, started buying gifts. I'll bring it out, unique. It's always like every year I'll get invited to GT Bank, and I was doing printing for GT Bank as well. Brochure. In fact, when GT Bank started, I did a logo for GT Bank. I wasn't paid. Yeah, I wasn't paid for that logo design. But I used that logo. I wasn't paid. I'm saying this, I wasn't paid. But of course, I didn't know so much then about that. They started maybe cashless or something. But they always playing with the cube. Gray, orange, all of that, Pantone colors, all of that. So, and then I did some things. Of course, diaries. I learned from video, diaries, printing, all of that. And then something happened. I have to go to Dubai. And I went to Dubai and I saw some gifts, that are different, because I'm beginning to play on a higher level. Some unique gifts. I'll bring gifts. I go to Dubai. After a couple of 3-4 years, Dubai cannot afford what I wanted. I want something that is not, because when you go to Dubai, you only buy what is available in the Saman shop. But from my research in China, what you have in your mind, they can
bring it out
to reality.
Yes.
The first thing I did in China was in Zhejiang province. I did a steering wheel cover. I just had an inspiration to do something that is useful, a steering wheel cover. And I got an order from a particular bank. I can't remember. Then I've never gone to, I was still going to Dubai.
Yeah.
I ordered the first time and they delivered. So I said, well, you know what? It's time to move forward. So that is how my journey started to China in 2009. My first trip to China. And I was blown away. I said, this is a place. So I'll go there. They will create things for me. I'll bring it out. I was like, you know what? Any exhibition, nothing. You bring your umbrella, but I'll bring you bring your regular umbrella. My own umbrella, when you open it, it has a fan inside.
Wow.
That blows you with a net that covers it. You press it you press the umbrella, fan is blowing. This is different. You bring a coffee mug. I'll bring a coffee mug that has a blade, a fan that can stir the coffee
for you.
Different. Not just you bring a mouse pad. I'll bring a mouse pad that can massage your wrists with calculator. You bring a ruler. I'll bring a ruler with calculator and LCD. So it's always different. You bring a calendar. I'll bring a calendar that can do magic.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I have some folks that I've trained that were still doing it now. So all of that, I did that and making some money. You know what? We need to establish. So we started a printing press. spent some millions, set up a printing press, bought a big machine, rented a space in Shomolu.
Yeah.
Of course, it was easy to go and look for a job, and all of that went on. I've almost 10 years after I left university, married, all of that. It was exactly 10 years, and my wife said, "We need to leave
Nigeria."
Yes, she was born in France. I was thinking France, and she was living in London then. And she came because of me. After 10 years, I said, you know what, I'm tired, I want to go. So I thought maybe London. I said, no, we're going to Canada.
Canada. Right.
You know what they call it area where Sioko? I've seen discouragement. Then I was over 40 years old, and I was like,
where do you want to start from?
Yes, China. Nibo from where?
Canada.
I was like, how do I do it? I will leave all of this. I'm building something. I will she was still like 30-something-year-old then. Yeah. I was like, how do I start from? And I started working with Lagos State government.
Yeah.
The first last summer jacket with light, I was the one that brought it to Lagos. I can say that with all authority. When Okpefa was still the commissioner, because I brought the idea to, it was then Okpefa was there when I think it was Governor Tinubu. I don't know what was there when Okpefa was the commissioner of something. The guy wanted to do me wayo, so I couldn't. So they couldn't go. I didn't get the sample. They couldn't get through to it because, see, China is not just you're going to London that you can go.
No, you have to know.
You have to know that you're going to get it. They couldn't get it for 1 or 2 years.
You have to
They
know.
tried, said I can get this thing. They couldn't get it. It was 2 years after. My friend took it to Fashola and they approved it for me. It was a couple of millions, about 8 million then, And then from there, before that, see, there's so many stories I've got so many things.
Yeah, I know.
But that was a blessing because I'll say this. I was in church one day and I felt a led to sew my car. Yeah. I had another bullet, one of my finest car. I didn't tell my wife. I dropped the offering box and I have to walk home. She was driving. Why is your car? God asked me to drop it and I dropped it. Yes. It might look strange to some people. I dropped the car. But God compensated because what came after was a muscle. One check. What's a muscle? But I thank God, God's I caught a lot of heart, but we came to Canada. And then we came to Canada, I think part 2, you hear the next story.
Yeah. So we're going to focus on Canada in the second edition because the Canada story is where we'll get to talk about Ethnic Festival of Arts and Culture. We're going to talk about Ethnic Learning and Empowerment Program. We're going to talk about the Alberta Culture Days.
My City Speaks to Me.
My City Speaks to Me. We're going to talk about how you step into people's lives who they have the means, but they do not have the idea. And you bring everything together and then bring the people together to, for lack of another word, everybody comes to eat. And nobody is cheated in any way. Mm. And the person that you're doing this thing for, they get the best experience. We're going to talk about how it's almost like there's no room that you cannot enter in Canada, how you've met the mayor, different mayors, how you've interviewed mayor candidates while others are not getting access, you get the access, how there's so many things to talk about where there is no creative industry in Calgary that your name is not known. Right? But before I let you go, we're going to do what we call 6 quick-fire questions.
Okay.
It's from the book 6 Tips to Help You Thrive as a Creative that I wrote.
Okay, cool.
So, as we do, I don't show the guests. They don't know anything about it. But I'm just going to ask them quick-fire questions about those things.
I'm still for the first time.
So, we're going to send a copy to you as our guest. Mm-hmm. And those 6 questions is what will help creatives thrive. So, the first question, right, of the 6 tips is this. How will you say being audacious plays out in a creative's life?
A lot of people not believe in you or your vision. As a creative person, we think in pictures. Or for me, I think in pictures. And I heard someone say that to me, my friend, just like 3 weeks ago. He said, you know what? We're talking about ELEP. She's CEO of one of the organizations in Calgary. Said, Lanre, let's break it down. I think in pictures. Whoa. So I said, there's someone like me that thinks in pictures. So whenever I think in numbers, I see pictures, see images. So for you to be audacious, you have to first of all believe in yourself that yes, because they can say no to you.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid to receive no.
Don't be afraid to receive
Say
no.
no. Yes. See, every road always come to a dead end, but never see the dead end. Because in life, when you're on a journey, there's always a bend. There can never be an end. Nobody has really, you can't say I've driven from, if you, even the Mongo Park or everybody on this world, if you drive from one end, you can circle the globe, but you can't say this is the end of the world. No.
True.
There's always a bend. Never see the end. So just keep going and keep at it and keep doing it.
Wow. Wow. Second question is, in the book, the title is Don't Play Small. How would you say playing small affects you as a creative?
See, the eagles only fly at an altitude that other birds cannot fly. So if you have an eagle mentality, you would think like, I don't belong here. See, my story when I was in video, the second year, I wanted to settle for comfort. But something stayed on my nest and I was let go. I wasn't given an opportunity that, even though, and in all fairness, because I couldn't get the admission, I want to continue working. But they felt, no, this guy wants this an opportunity.
The loyalty will not be
there. So they just chased me out. But it was very, it was a broken, I felt broken because so many things happened emotionally and all of that. But the following day, I stepped out to go and buy a ruler. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I bought a ruler, bought cardboard, started buying flask in a dumota, ready to start writing proposal. Doesn't make any sense. So and thank God for the likes of mentors like Aaron Sam Adeyemi, Victor Adeyemi, who are pastored on that when I was in Nigeria, who have exposed us to the likes of Kenneth Copeland, Kenneth Hagin, R.W. Shambach, T.L. Osborne, all those kind of books you read, all of that, called Robert Kiyosaki, all those kind of things you read. So I know that I can't think small, I can't be on this level. I have to think like an ego. I have to stay, ahead of the curve, above. So it wasn't just easy, but you have to like strive.
You have to strive not to play small.
Yes.
Now the third question is my favorite in the book. It's called Admiration Paralysis. So Admiration Paralysis is where you see somebody doing what you're doing, but at a very next level stage, and you feel, I can never get there. Did that ever happen to you?
No, I saw it as a challenge that can be overcome. Mr. Shibudu was called the corporate gift king then in Nigeria because we were in Abuja designing NNPC building. I remember I was on a ladder outside those, it was a twin tower.
Yeah.
We're labeling those signs. My boss was saying, you are still young, you're not married, you climb. I can't remember. I have to follow the truck with the other staff because I was only graduate. The others are like, educated, we're just like handiwork.
Yeah, artisans. Yeah.
They have to fly. I have to follow boss to Abuja. We'll go to Abuja because you're the smart one, you're educated, you have to want to climb without any in Canada, you have to use so many
safety
gear. Nothing, climb half of the tall building Abuja NNPC towers, doing all of that. But I saw what Mr. Jubiri was doing, and I said, you know what, I can do it.
If you can do it, I
can do it. It's a young man. It's not a young man. It's over 70 now.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge to like, if you can do it, I can do it.
I'm going to read something in the book that says, admiration should fuel your desire to create and not make you cower in fear that leads to inaction.
Yes. Don't feel like, wow, man, I can't do this. Or no.
So the fourth one. Here I said that if you do not have it when you want to start, then you don't need it to start. On the premise that you should start with what you have.
Yes.
All through your story, I don't think there's even you need to go into that because you have shown that in every way you started with what you have. Just like you were laid off, the next day you went to the market to buy a ruler.
Yes.
Yeah. So when someone says that if you don't have it when you want to start, you don't need it to start, how true is that?
So there's a song that I was in the choir then. That's another part of the story. When I was in Rema Chapel, Victor Adeyemi, I was in the choir. And there's this song, I don't know the artist, said, what's that you've got in your hand? I can use it.
Yeah.
If you're willing to lose it. There's always something you have.
Yeah.
Don't say I don't have anything. It might be an idea. Yes, speak it out. Release to the atmosphere. Create the word. The word was created by words. That idea is something. Speak it out. Find someone to talk to. Side. You know what I was thinking? What do you think? See, you are using what you have to create what you need.
What you need. Yeah.
It's an idea, but the moment you give word, and Charles Capp said that words are the words you conceive in your mind and spoken out in your mouth has the creative ability to bring to reality. That's just Caps.
Yeah.
One of those men that read some of their books back then. So don't say you don't have anything. You have something. If you're willing to release, don't think, oh, I share this idea, they're going to steal it. No. Release it. It might be just, how much is a ruler? How much is a cardboard? How much is a mug that I bought in the bottle? They are less than maybe $50. But that's how I need. Well, that's what I needed to start something. Start designing letter paper and writing proposals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, the fifth one is about owning your story. Now, owning your story has to do with the fact that if you, like you said, when you have an idea, documenting it, documenting your work, documenting those things. The way ideas are sometimes, you notice in the creative field, they are very transient.
Mm-hmm.
We've had situations where you called me and say, hey, Adeleke, I just had this idea. I don't want to forget. I need you to just take it out, hear me out. Now, how important is it that a creative should have a system of documenting their ideas so that they can own their story?
Thank God for mobile phones now. This world is a better place. It's a better place far than back then, because I knew, at least I grew up without mobile phone.
Yes.
And I knew when mobile phone started that I was using Sergeant back in video. That was my phone. Sergeant with one area like this.
Sergeant.
I cannot record anything. Call Jack. You can only call. But then, see, if I would give you an example. Back, see, there's no even need to give me that example, because this world, you have this now.
Yes.
Many times I've recorded music. I've recorded stories on my WhatsApp. I send to myself. I send a note to myself. I write a note to myself. If I need to draw it, I will draw it.
Yeah.
If I need to, my phone has stylus, even though I've not used it before. I've not used it before, but I've learned to, document my ideas, type it, write it, or sketch it. So if you have some, and you have some critics, they tell you that, oh, I've got music, recorder, all of that. The world is different now. Ideas should not skip your mind. Once it drops, if it's phone, record it.
Ideas should not
skip your mind. If it drops, just, record it. If you can't write it, say it yourself. WhatsApp is there. You can record, voice recorder is there, so you can say, oh, I'm thinking about this kind of fashion design. The clothes is going to be velvet with maroon color, and then it's going to have an embroidery with this and all that. You are documenting it, and then it's there.
Yeah.
Back then, they used to say that, or even now they say that the shortest pencil has a better memory than
the sharpest memory.
Because you write and you can have it.
Once
but this time around, see, they can erase that. You can get bones all over, but you can send it to the cloud now.
Yes.
You can send it to anywhere. You can store it.
So it's even more, it's easier now.
Yes.
Not to lose ideas than to lose it.
Yes.
So it's just for you to create a system that makes sure that
you're a musician, you have your phone. You're thinking you need to go to the studio to record your idea. No, record it in your phone.
Wow. Now, the last one, as we round up this interview, is like a statement of self. It's like you telling yourself, this is what I'm going to do. It's called decide to succeed. I'm going to read something and then have you to just round up with it. It says, thriving creatives don't wait for success to find them. They design it. Success as a creative is not as a vague hope. No, success is predictable. It is a natural result that comes when you put the right steps, structures, and tools in place. You have recorded different levels of success in your creative journey, from when you were sculpting, making life size, the clock, the breakthroughs. When you want to tell a creative to decide to succeed, and I'll let you use that as your parting word on this episode. What does that mean, and what should that mean to a creative to decide to succeed?
So, on my journey, there are so many challenges that not everything is rosy. The way I mentioned in the story that I make sculptures, I mean, in those days in the exhibition, I'll do like 10. I will sell like 5. The rest of the 5, I'll bring it back home. I only make money. I didn't sell all of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will write proposals. We'll go for competition. They will take 2 items from me. They will take 3 from other people. Or they'll take 1 from me. In some cases, they'll take like 5. So there's always, setback here and there.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is not setback, but it's just for you to fire back. Just to like, what, I can do better, and take every opportunity. Don't see it as a negative opportunity, but as a challenge to want to, do better. You must be determined and see, if you fail, you're not a failure. You're learning how not to do it again.
True.
And I used to say that I don't take no for an answer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's something unconscious that started with me, that I don't take no for an answer. I will not even argue with you that, I can't, I'll just keep quiet, but I'll come back. See, doors can be closed on me many times, but I know that one day, one door will be open.
Yeah.
And when that door opens, you should say that, yeah. See, those words, those proverbs, they've got a very solid scriptural connotation behind them. But one thing is this, you have to work towards it yourself. Yeah. You can't be sit down and lazy that, okay, the water that I will drink will not pass me by, and you're watching for the water to come. It will not come home. Seest thou a man diligent in his business, he will stand before kings and not before mere, just casual men.
Yeah.
That explains my attraction to greatness. Because in scripture, I have to work with kings because I'm a king myself. So as long as I'm diligent, I won't work with low-minded man. I'll work with kings. The Bible says he will sit down, work with kings, and not just mere men.
Wow. Mr. Lanre Ajayi, I wish we could go on, but like I said, we will conclude this and we'll talk about the Canada aspect of your journey. But guys, you've heard from the heart story of how humble beginnings is not actually the destination. It's a platform to grow, and the different stages of growth, the different ways of figuring things out, the determination to just be, like you said, to sit with kings. And in our next episode with him, you will understand that he's actually living out every aspect of how he sees himself. So we want to say thank you for being on this episode. We appreciate it, and we will not take it for granted. And when we do the next one, we're going to delve into the funny stories of how creativity sometimes is not always rosy, and how you have transcended from being a creative to not giving back to helping others find their foot, which is what I don't want you guys to miss. Thank you, Mr. Larry, for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Like my friend would say, Audacious.
Catch you on the next episode.